I was 6 years old when it happened. I was at my grandmother's house, my maternal grandmother's house, and for the first 5 years of my life, I didn't have a relationship with my maternal grandmother. My maternal grandmother is a white Jewish woman. She grew up in a foster home, so she was always ashamed of her life as a child, and she did whatever she could through her adult years to gain acceptance of the people around her. This was in Scarsdale, New York, and Scarsdale is a beautiful place. She had a nice little house on a cul-de-sac, dogwood tree lined cul-de-sac. So on this summer day in August, when I was 6 years old, I went to my grandmother and I said, "Grandma, across the street," because all of a sudden she became this wonderful woman to me. She changed from the woman who didn't want this young black kid to a woman who loved this young black kid. And I went to her on this one summer day and I said, "Grandma, all my friends are across the street playing. Can I go play with them?" They were playing in a pool that one of my neighbors owned. It was an above-ground pool in back of their house. And she said, "Sure, go ahead. Here's a swimsuit, here's a towel, go ahead." So I changed, took the towel, made my way across the street to my friend's pool. And everybody was in there. You could hear the splashing. I'd go back to those days in my mind. You could hear the splashing. You could hear the fun. And I get to the pool, I walk up to the pool, and I'm about to get in, and my friend's mother says to me, "Michael," my first name's Michael. She said, "Michael, what are you doing?" And I said, "I can't wait, I'm getting into the pool." And she said, "Oh no, you can't get into the pool, you'll make it dirty." This town was completely monolithic. The whole neighborhood was completely monolithic. I was the only black kid in the town. It was really Eastchester. She has a Scarsdale address, so I tell people Scarsdale, but it was Eastchester. And if you look at Eastchester now, you might see the same pattern. So after she told me that I couldn't go into the pool, I didn't know what that meant. I'd make the water dirty, so I just turned around and said, "Okay, I guess I'll just go back to my grandmother's house." On the way back to my grandmother's house, the other neighbor stopped me and said, "Michael, what's wrong? Why are you going back to your grandmother's house? Why aren't you in the pool?" Her kids were in the pool, 2 of them, Carrie and David. I said, "Well, she told me that I'd make the pool water dirty, so I'm just going to go back and hang out with my grandmother." She was seething. Neighbor was seething. She couldn't believe that this happened. She told the story to my mother. I don't remember the story as an adult. I'm in that house in my second year of law school because we inherited the house. Still looks the same in the neighborhood, very monolithic. I'm studying upstairs in my bedroom. And on this summer day, when I was about 24 years old in law school, my neighbor is in the middle of the street yelling my name, "Michael, Michael, 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 help me." I don't know what's going on. It's in the middle of the summer. I'm the only one home. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I run downstairs. She's in the middle of the driveway, on her knees praying, yelling my name. This is the same neighbor who told me I couldn't go into her pool, and she's yelling my name, "Michael, Michael, Michael." So what's wrong? She said, "It's Jack. Please, it's Jack. Help him." Jack's her husband. I run into their house. Jack is on the tub, laid out on the tub, in the tub. He had cancer. He had lung cancer that spread to his bones. His bones became very brittle, and when he was taking a shower, his leg just snapped. He's laying in the tub, and he's a big man, and she can't lift him up. So I get a towel around him, I lift him up, we put clothes on him, we call 911, 911 comes, they take him to the hospital, and he dies 3 months later. I didn't know the story about the pool when I helped her. And I think to myself, would I have done anything different? Because she clearly was not going to be able to lift him. And I say, no, that's the way I was raised. I would have done the same thing. But I think about a couple of other things when I think about those moments. Think about this because I was a law enforcement agent. I think about the difference between an asset in life and a liability. At 6, she thought I was a liability. My neighbor thought I was the enemy at 6 years old. But at 24 years old, I was her biggest asset. You never know who your asset will be in life. My mother told me the story about the pool when I was 31 years old. And it was at 31 that I thought about this other thing. The kids in that pool, there were about 8 of them. They saw her say that to me. Those kids grew up to be CEOs, educators, police officers. What were they thinking when they heard her say that? And what kind of culture was created in that environment daily? This is about culture. Culture. We've heard many of the panelists say the word culture. Well, this is about culture. What kind of culture are we creating in America, in our society? And so I challenge you to do this. Go, as soon as you're done with tonight, it'll take you 2 minutes. Just Google a Fortune 500 company. And now everything is right there for you. So Google a Fortune 500 company and go to the leadership page and see what that leadership page looks like because they have pictures. I do this once per week. I go through all of them. I just pick a number, 34. What does that company look like? It will tell you about the culture of the company. It's up to you as leaders to change that culture. God bless you and thank you.